Jolt Radio.
Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary, people of all genitalia, welcome to Fade In with Michael Keneal. I am your host, Michael Keneal. We are joined here today with someone that I know very well. Psych, not my guest. Christian Canete, my assistant producer. Say hi, Chris.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Awesome. But, oh, wait, hold on. My guest of honor, Miss Kelly Blake.
Oh!
Hello. Hi.
Say hi, Kelly.
Hi.
All right, so this is going to be a very comfortable episode, right? It's just going to be our living room, I feel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like not even an exaggeration.
No, it's just that. There's just not cats walking around and
Right.
fighting while we're trying to have a conversation about everything. All right, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
How do you feel?
I
today.
feel fine. It's just really, it's kind of warm, but I'm wearing the sweatshirt.
You're wearing a grease-stained Boricua
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
Like we said, it's like pernil.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pork grease.
There's an actual grease stain. I'm not being racist.
No. Wow. Yeah. I'm
That's-
trying so hard to get it out. I can't.
Well, at least your drink matches your
On the sweater, yeah.
kind of. Yeah, look at that. We're not being paid by whatever German company / American company does this, but all right, guys. So this is Fade In. Basically, I sit down with local artists. We talk about things that have inspired them. Usually, what's been happening is people pick films. People pick two films. When I just spoke to Kelly, Kelly picked a film and an album.
Finally.
Fine, yeah, finally, we can talk about music again. But
Can we do the album first?
you want to do the album first? I wanted to headline the album.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Sure. I just feel like the movie's lighter, and the album, I'm gonna get mad.
You're gonna get mad.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mad.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. But first, actually, no. I want to talk about you.
Okay.
I want to talk about all the stuff. So you're a stand-up comedian. You
Yes.
play guitar. You do a bunch of really cool shit. What started? And I know a lot about your past already, but what started your path from transitioning from what you were doing, which I would love for you to get into, to comedy?
Okay, so, well, in terms of like music to comedy, when I moved to Miami, I moved here in the beginning of 2021. So even though Miami never really closed down, the music scene still was not really like active when I got into town. And I was looking around, I was trying to find it, but I just couldn't get in. And I still wanted to do something creative. So I had just before the lockdown started going to open mics to watch them when I was still living in Tallahassee. And then during the pandemic was watching comedy, on YouTube and on Netflix. And then once, I moved here and was looking for stuff to do, I just like looked around for comedy stuff. I found stuff at Villain, started going to Villain, and then eventually was like, oh, well, why don't I just do that? Like I need to do something creative, so why don't I just do that? I'm sure that'll be fun. And yeah, I started that. It was a lot of fun.
You were looking for something creative because you were doing before?
I was doing music. Like during the pandemic, I was in a band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been playing music since I was 11, right? Yeah, so I'd always been playing guitar. And then during the pandemic, with my best friend, we were just like in his spare room playing songs. And I have a few demos. That's from like the clip that we put on Instagram. That's one of our original songs. But yeah, I wanted to kind of just keep that momentum going when I moved here, but I couldn't find anything. Didn't find any like music spots, or it was hard getting into the scene. But it was much more accessible to the comedy scene, it felt like. So I was like, all right, we'll just go here.
Definitely the music scene down here took like a hit.
Yeah.
What similarities do you find like between like performing stand-up and like performing music?
Similarities? I think that's a little difficult because I can think more of differences, right? Because if you're doing, well, I guess if you're a solo artist, a solo musician, then you're on stage by yourself. But with stand-up comedy,
That's true.
it's just you. Or I was playing with a band before, and I always played with bands when I was doing music. But like similarity, I think it's just fun to get to do your thing, especially when it's your like original stuff. Even when it's doing covers, I think that's a lot of fun. There's not really covers in comedy though. I'm not going up there and doing like a
stealing
Robin
jokes.
Williams bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the genie live or anything like that. But yeah, it's fun all the same. It's fun performing. Like
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
One similarity that I can think of is that definitely when you start doing stand up and stuff, like you tend to stick to like a group of people. You tend to like try to do shows, not like forcefully, right? You do your shit, but you tend to be around like the same kind of like group of people. So it's like a little band, you know what I mean? You have a little comedy
like
band.
who you're hanging out with at the gigs for sure. Yeah.
So it's like oh, Kelly has a show here tonight, and it's like, all right, if we're not doing anything, it's gonna be like me and Tom, and like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like people are gonna show up.
Let's go hang out.
Yeah.
That's true.
What got you into music?
What do you mean? It's music. I
Well, like,
you know what I mean?
specifically,
Yeah.
what kind?
Specifically, I don't know. Like like I grew up in a Puerto Rican community, so there was always music going around, that way. When it got to rock stuff, I had an older brother who, I think like when I was around 6 or 7, I don't remember which one was first, but he showed me my first like rock song that I can remember, and it was either Walkie Talkie Man by Stereogram, which was the iPod commercial, because he's about your age, and then the other one was I Feel So by Boxcar Racer, which was Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
Yeah, that side project wasn't bad. It was pretty cool.
It was good, yeah, and I really liked that song. My other brother, he is the one that liked punk, right? And I say liked punk because his favorite band at the time was Blink-182, and so I just think it's funny that the guy that was giving me shit like, oh, Green Day's not punk. I'm like, you
Blink-182 exists because of Green Day. So.
That, and also like they're talking shit. Anyway, whatever.
I'm saying like Blink-182 literally said that, like literally.
Yeah, Blink-182. They're just like whatever, a fun little poopy band. Like that's So anyway, yeah, I got into playing guitar eventually. Like before anything, I remember always wanting to play guitar, and then I finally got one when I was 11. I took guitar lessons for a year, and then towards the end of that, I was, playing in class the music that, I was assigned for homework, and I guess the way that I played it was just kind of moody. So my teacher was like, all right, that was good, but very like, what was with the attitude?
What's your fucking problem?
Yeah, and then he picked up the guitar and he just did some power chords. He was like, it was so punky. He was like, nah, 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 nah. And I was like, what did he just say? Because I was like, that's what I want to play. What did he say? He thought it was punk? Okay, cool. And then I went and got my punk Blink-182 brother, and I said, hey, so like what's punk? Like what music? And he started naming things, and he said, old Green Day, and I was like, oh, like American Idiot? And he was like, American Idiot sucks. And I was like, all right, that's what I'm gonna go listen to. And and then from there, I started listening to Green Day, and then got into their older stuff, and then from there into the NorCal, like Northern California punk scene, but then eventually down to the Southern California punk scene, so like No FX and Bad Religion and the Offspring, like those guys, Descendants, and then like when I wanted to go to classic, Sex Pistols and the Clash,
Yeah, we're talking about the Clash.
My exposure to punk was very much like I got into like heavy metal, right? Like thrash metal, new wave British metal, like shit like that, like all the 90s heavier stuff. And then I always had a couple of friends that were into punk, and I never really paid it because in my mind I thought punk, I was aware of kind of hardcore, but I didn't really give it a chance. And then once I started really listening to hardcore punk, like I got into the Sex Pistols, I got into the Misfits, I got into Black Flag and like bands like that. That's what opened the door, and then later made me appreciate some of the other more popular stuff. Like I love The Offspring, like I unapologetically love The Offspring. I think they're fucking awesome. And my thing with punk, what clicked with me was that in heavy metal, there's a lot of like, we're going to do, our songs are 8 minutes long. There's going to be an intro, there's going to be this, and we're going to talk about some heavy shit. And then our music's going to be heavy, and we're going to have this part, we're going to have that part. It's like, it's this very kind of complex, skill-based, heavy, cool shit. And punk's like, I'm going to yell about my fucking I'm going to yell about what pisses me off, and I'm going to do 3 or 4 power chords.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Simple.
Oh, yeah.
Simple.
It's way more emotional.
That and all the shitty clothes got me. I love
it. Yeah. I
dressed like a gutter punk for my mom. Hated it.
Yeah. What was the most like crazy thing about your gutter punk outfit?
I had these khaki pants that I liked a lot, and somebody had stepped on them in a concert. And it like ripped up like all the way up to like my knee.
Nice.
So like, dude, they were done. And I took like 15, 16 safety pins and just pinned it. My mom was like, why the fuck are you walking around looking like a hobo? And I'm like, I love these pants. And she's all like, I don't understand. She threw them away eventually. Yeah, it was like without telling me. I was like, God damn.
I was not super crazy with my clothes. My mom still hated it because she was Catholic. So it was just like, it was just all black. It was just all black. That was it. I wasn't washing my hair a lot. Like that was.
Hell yeah.
That was it. Yeah.
Dark clothes and smelly hair.
Exactly. And
it doesn't get more punk
She
than
was
that.
so mad. She was talking to my sister. She's like, why is she doing that?
She's doing it to piss me off.
Probably is what she thought. Yeah. And I was like, I'm just doing it to be cool. Okay.
I meant that. So was guitar the first instrument you ever picked up?
I mean, I'm sure the recorder. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
no,
I guess
I
we
will
all-
lie.
Yeah, a little bit of hot cross buns.
That
yeah.
was my first. My first was the recorder. I
Yeah,
went
so-
to like States for the elementary
Oh,
school.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
damn.
Cool.
Yeah. I like that. I
We
could read
had-
music and shit. So
We had little like I guess it was just like ribbons, but kind of like you were in Taekwondo or something. Like they would give
Yeah.
us colored ribbons.
That's
like,
fucking- I didn't
how
get that. I
advanced you
wish.
were.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go to fucking States, so
I
like,
didn't
we
get a
all-
ribbon though. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was cool. I did
Participation.
like choir in elementary school and all that.
So
Like, it's-
you've consistently like found your way to like do music.
Yeah. It's awesome. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, it's
No,
just-
I agree.
It's
I-
great.
I
Music's
love
great.
music.
It's so fun to
Yeah,
music.
I think also too. One of the things that I think Kelly and I really bond over with music is the fact that we both love women in punk, right?
Yeah.
We both.
I
love
thought you were
them.
going to say love women. And I was like,
I
I was
thought-
already
yeah, I
on
love
board.
women, but
I
like
thought he
women
was
in
gonna
punk.
go into
Punk.
like gear or something and be like,
No.
no, we both like
both love-
technical aspects. He was like, we
Boss-
like
Boss
ladies
Phaser.
in denim with
I mean,
spikes.
oh my god! I mean, we can start. Joan Jett, obviously.
Joan Jett, absolutely.
Queen.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
love her so much. I get
you,
mad at
would you
kids.
still make out with her right now?
Well,
Yes.
sure. Yeah, why not? I mean,
There it is.
sure. She's
I'd ask her first if she wanted to.
Whoa. Yeah.
she's coming for me. I think I'd be like, okay, whatever. And
let me put on my Burrico sweater.
no,
I'm ready.
whenever like, because I teach kids now. Whenever they don't know who she is, I get so mad. Like I genuinely get offended. I get upset. But Blondie, well, Debbie
Yeah.
Harry, but like, oh my God, she's so cool. Who else? I mean, like the modern women too. We have like a Mannequin Pussy, this band, but I love.
We were talking about Mannequin Pussy
yeah.
earlier.
Because
today.
I know Ben Katzman. I was like, Katzman's like great
Yeah.
friends with it, and he plays whenever they do like the rock
That's awesome.
cruise thing and stuff with them.
That's so cool. Yeah. And then Lambrini Girls we get into.
Yeah, we went to.
Animal and Sniffers.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great, and
I love punk names. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
It started with like Bad Brains. I was all like, what a good name, Bad Brains.
Riot Girls coming back too. That's all.
It's. I mean, they're pissed.
They're so mad. That's what's so fun about it. They're so angry,
They're
and
very pissed. We went to Kelly and I went to Chicago like 2 months ago, and for Riot Fest, and we were there, and I was excited to see Bad Religion and stuff like that. And then Kelly's like, "Oh, the Lambrini Girls are playing," and I'm like, "I feel like I've heard. I'm not sure." And I sat there in the hotel room and I listened to like 3-4 of their songs. I'm like, "Oh my God, these
So
girls
good.
don't fuck around."
No.
They were probably my favorite artists of that whole festival.
They really blew it away. That was my first time seeing them live, and like you're standing right next to me. We got there just in time. They were about to
Yeah.
go on, and I remember when we walked away, I was like, she was so pissed.
Yeah,
she
she
was
was
so
pissed.
pissed, and
Hell
it feels so good. Like I really like that energy coming off from punk at all, but definitely from women getting to be so angry.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it was a cool show. I'm glad you turned me on to them because I listen to their music now. They're fucking wild. They have a song called No Homo that I think is really fucking dope.
Nice.
Cantology 101 obviously is like their big song, but yeah, check out Lambrini Girls if you haven't fucking heard them.
My Mike knows my one like attribute for a drummer that I look for. They need to be angry. Good drummers
Yeah.
are angry. Like they don't have to be. And again, I don't mean they need to be an angry person. They just have this rage in them. They could be a really nice person, but you'll know it'd be like, oh, your dad left you when you were young. Your dad didn't hug you, and like I hear when you hit the snare. Thank you.
My brother's a drummer, but he seems like he's kind of a chill guy. Yeah,
He's a chill guy.
yeah, he's a chill guy.
There's also the
He's angry about something.
he
A
le-
show that got
He
canceled.
grew
There's
up in
something.
Ocala. I'm sure that's something
He didn't
pissed
have a
off about.
horse.
Yeah.
He's not happy about that.
Yeah.
It's like Mr. Rogers on the piano. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
From the
dude.
movie where he's just angry hitting the fucking piano. That shit like broke me in theaters. I'm like, oh my God. I need to hug Mr. Rogers. But anyway, all right, cool. Punk, music, stand up. Kelly, the first time I ever saw you was at Villain, and I definitely like saw you do a bunch of sets before I like actually started talking to you. The reason Kelly and I started talking is because she had to vet me for something. We won't get into the details, but she had to like make sure I wasn't weird.
You wearing a wire, bud?
Yeah, and I'm like,
No.
oh no, I'm not weird. What's wrong? I picked up on it.
Takes his hat. I'm just bald. I'm just bald.
But it reassured me because she was checking to make sure I was normal, you know. So I was just like, all right, cool. Kelly's like, cool.
Only another normal person is really gonna do that.
Right. And so yeah, I knew you go out there, you talk about stuff. I wanted to ask, how far away is Kelly Blake from Kelly Blake on stage? Like the persona that you put up on there?
Well, now it's been 4 years, and
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing because when I started, I got like a book. I got a comedy book, and it was like, how do I do this?
Nice.
And one of the things on there was the comedic persona, and
Mm-hmm.
it was the idea that you need to like, there should be some separation. But the way that they had posited coming about the persona was pick one flaw, pick something about yourself that you can make ridiculous, and
That's pretty good advice.
right,
Yeah.
and this because when you start off, it's really autobiographical. You tell jokes about yourself and you're introducing yourself to people. So I picked like just all the dumb fuckboy thoughts I like would have about women. I was kind of like just anytime that in my head I was like I sound like my dad. I was like let's pick that one. That's fun. That's really funny. I like making fun of that one. And well, I guess that how far apart is it? Like, yeah, no, I think I definitely tell people to get to know me before they go watch my comedy. Like because it's not.
You want somebody to have a baseline.
Sure, and it's also just like. Because it is so what would you say like
Exaggerated,
not just exaggerated but also like kind of cornered in on that one thing. It's really easy if you don't understand that comedy is storytelling or that like we're making shit up, and if you take it too seriously you're gonna have weird opinions about the people you see on stage. So I do like to it is me like it's just the exaggerated thing that I want to make fun of. That's the thing I want to make fun of myself. I'm trying to I keep coming off kind of cool, but I'm trying to. That's not the point. You're not supposed to be super cool. You're supposed to be likable. So I try to make fun of myself and be like, guys, I'm just like I just like women so much. And I'm just a little dork. I'm just a dork, and I'm like not great at it, but I don't know.
I'm after your mom.
Lock up your stepmom.
But yeah. I just want to fuck my teacher. That's all. That kind of thing.
Me too. This is why we're friends. It's funny you bring up your dad for a second. Like you think about flaws for your dad because I know that you once told me that your dad has this obsession with airplane crashes.
Yeah.
And it like she shares it with me, and like we're about to get on a plane, and she's like, my dad.
What a fucking terrible. What the hell?
No. Can I talk about it? Okay, so. Oh my God, I love my dad. He's just weird like that. So this is totally true. He has a little obsession with airplane crashes.
Okay.
He likes planes in general. Okay, he likes planes in general. He
really likes them when they crash.
Likes them better on fire.
He wanted a fly one, and he tells you all the time. He's like, listen, it always happens. It's takeoff or landing, and it's almost always pilot error. Like he has stats on it.
What a terrible statement.
He's got stats on it. And then like growing up, when we had when it was mostly like VCR stuff, there's a channel that just has a show on plane crashes. So there were hours. There were hours.
Like the Weather Channel for death.
For real. There were hours of this TV show. I think it was called Air Disasters.
Fuck me, man.
25 seasons.
Can you imagine being the editor for that show?
No, that's scary.
He had them recorded, and he would just play them whenever you want to watch them. But he would sometimes put them on in the living room and then leave. And then so they're just and I'm in the living room watching these and then now that he knows how to use YouTube, he'll be on the plane watching the crash videos while we're waiting to go off. And I'm like, is this his way of calming down? Like before we're gonna get on I don't know. He always says he's like, I get nervous when we're all on the same plane. I'm like, stop, please.
Wow, bro.
He's like, I don't mind if it's just me. But I don't like it when we're all on the same plane.
It's the whole family gets wiped out.
Right.
He's got some interesting taste in ASMR videos. You hear that? That's the guy breathing heavy. It's going down.
It's funny.
Yeah, it was terrifying. We were getting on a flight. She's like, what my dad said? I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Don't fucking tell me.
I don't want to fucking
know.
He's also he really encouraged my interest in politics, right? But he would show me Michael Moore documentaries, and I was like 9, right?
Yeah.
And the first one was Sicko, which was the one about the healthcare system.
God.
Okay.
Again, I was 9. And he was like, I just want you to know the truth. I'm like, oh my God, I know too much.
I'm too young to understand this
I know
truth.
but the thing is, I understood. I actually did understand. And then I just got
dude.
scared. I'm like, I need to ace this spelling test, or I'm not gonna have health insurance. I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
Kelly, why are you studying so hard? I don't want to die.
the first one I saw was Bowling for Columbine. And it was about the school shooting. And
You remember how old you were?
I think I was about 9, but this is an older video.
No, I know.
This is an older doc. It was kind of nuts.
That's rough, dude.
It's funny. It's funny. That's how we, anxiety gets us through it, dude.
Honestly.
All right. So I want to talk about the album choice that you have. It is American Idiot by Green Day, circa 2004?
Mm-hmm.
2004.
Okay. I was a freshman in high school. Chris, where were you at in 2004?
September 2004. Dude, I just graduated high school that June. So I was 18, doing drugs, working on a beach, renting jet skis.
So you voted in that election.
That was my first election I ever voted for. Yes.
Okay, who'd you vote for?
Al Gore, and then
He wasn't in that election. It's 2004. This is John
Wasn't that
Kerry
Gore?
versus George Bush times
Oh yeah, it
two.
was John Kerry.
Then I voted John Kerry because when I was a junior in high school, my American history teacher registered anybody in the class that was turning 18 senior year. So
Yeah.
I was turning 18 when I was a senior to like vote. And like she registered, I think she registered everybody as Democrats. But to be fair, I was like in my head at that time too. I was like, I'm poor, so I'm a Democrat, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm
Right.
good with that. And then I voted John Kerry, and then, but yeah, then I realized I was like, oh, it's the electoral cut. Like I have to go vote in June, and then like it's not just me. I have to tell other people to go vote.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the people that we really want. I'm all like, man, you guys made this complicated as fuck. I'm like, no wonder nobody ever wins that you want to win.
So you were voting when this was happening or about to vote. I was in freshman in high school, so I didn't get to vote, but I was paying probably the closest attention to an election during that time. And this is all relevant information to the album.
I was gonna
'cause
say,
trust
I'm
me,
sure
it
like
is.
there were teachers
Yeah.
that were like talking to you about it,
Right,
like,
there were
in class,
a
while
lot
it's
of teachers.
happening and
Yeah,
shit.
it was,
Yeah.
and then even that was the beginning of like 14, 15-year-old kids in high school like talking about and voicing opinions about it. And this is all relevant, but I'm curious, how old and where were you at in
Okay.
2004?
So
I was a baby.
I was American Idiot came out in August 2004. I was not aware of American Idiot until a couple years later. At least didn't listen to it until a few years later. But what I remember from that time was that I was tuned in to the 2004 election that summer because Nickelodeon was doing Kids Pick the President.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
dude.
Nickelodeon.
It was a really
Yeah.
big. Everybody. I remember MTV was like a whole bunch of things. That's
Exactly.
true. Nickelodeon was
So
doing
I was-
sliming these guys.
I
and
was
stuff.
watching it, and I don't remember everything, but I do remember at the end wanting, to go for John Kerry. I feel like I probably just understood that there was a war and that George Bush started it, and I was like, that's
right.
not good. And it was probably as simple as that. But then the election passed, and I remember, now I'm 7, and I remember that George Bush had won, so like my mom's driving me to first grade, and I had turned to her. I was like, "Mommy, who'd you vote for?" And and she said, "Oh, I voted for George Bush." And I said, "Oh, I wanted."
Sassed your mom at 7
I was
about
like-
on
it.
the Kids' Choice
I
Awards.
was-
the Nickelodeon Kids'
I
Choice
was like,
Awards.
"Oh, I wanted John Kerry to win." And I remember her being like, "What the?" Like she was
Yeah,
like,
Why?
"What?" Yeah,
do you
right.
know who that guy is?
And then I told my dad that, and he was like, "Oh my god." He got excited, and the Michael Moore movies came out.
knows.
Exactly, right? But he voted for George Bush the second time too. I remember I asked him why. He said, "Oh, well, I figured that motherfucker fucked it up the first time. He's got to fix it." I was like, "That didn't happen. Why do you think that was?"
I
gonna
was like,
happen?
that's also not like
That's
sound
not-
logic.
That's not
Dad.
logic.
It wasn't like, but he watches plane crash videos. So,
He's like, I just really want to see the president crash in a plane.
I really would love to see Air Force One
well,
go
no,
down. What
he
a
likes
video.
plane crash videos, so he thought George Bush did it. And anyway, so there's that.
Oh
Now,
my god, I was drinking.
Dude, I almost spit too.
whatever. As that's happening, in August 2004, there's a bunch of hurricanes that were hitting my part of town
Yeah, I
in Florida,
remember.
right?
I
Yeah,
remember.
so
It was bad though.
exactly. So Hurricane Charlie was the one that my mom and I stayed at her boyfriend at the time at his place. This guy named Brent, this redneck I didn't really like, but he had a daughter named Lauren who was like 6 years older than me. So we're staying at their place during the hurricane, and she's in her room, and she's an angsty teenager, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, she's super cool. And I remember
That's super cool.
she was super cool. I remember even like then I was like, oh, that's so cool. So I remember we're at their place, and lights are gone, but she's in her room with candles everywhere. She's kind of a goth chick, and I just like peek in, and she has a Green Day poster, and at the bottom of it, all these candles. So like I'm just like, oh, interesting. So that's what I remember Green Day like first being aware of them.
You're being worshipped by a woman.
It was like it's an altar.
By this
Oh,
cool,
wow.
by like this cool goth chick.
This cool redneck witch really
Right.
loved Green Day. Oh my god.
So there's that. But then a few years later when I was, learning guitar, and I asked my brother, like, all that stuff, and then I got into it, and now I'm like 12 or 13, so now I'm an angsty teenager,
Hell yeah.
right? And I liked politics a lot, so it really just got me. Like the vibe of it really got me, and I ended up like teaching myself how to play guitar with that album. Like I found a tab for it for the whole album
Okay.
online. And yeah, I would just be at home learning how to play it on guitar. I think Boulevard of Broken Dreams was the first song I learned by myself, like with chords.
We
you
were
know?
talking about how it's a good riff.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, so that's how I discovered it and got into it, and I just really clicked with it.
So the reason I wanted to bring up like politics is because when I'm not going to talk about politics, but when that album came out, it was called American Idiot, and like at that time, from what I remember, from at least my circle being raised in like a very Cuban conservative, household, like to have an album that was so openly not patriotic, like anti-patriotism. That was a huge, like, people talked about, like, on a mainstream level at least. Obviously, that type of music had been around. They didn't invent that shit, but on a mainstream level, they were getting views on MTV and VH1 and on the radio, and some people felt kind of butthurt because we were just breaking out of that, like, post 9/11, like, everyone's patriotic, everyone loves it, like, you can't say anything.
We're all one.
It brought us all together, right? And everyone had American flags on their trucks and outside their house, and that song was like the first, from what I can remember, a mainstream moment where people were like, "Oh wait, hold on, what the fuck are they saying?" Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, in high school it was kind of impressionable, or at least it had me like thinking like, "Hey, wait a minute, like, wait, like I just know communism bad because that's what my mom and dad taught me. You know what I mean? That's all. I don't know anything.
They
Bush,
didn't get enough Cuban bread. They said it was not good.
we got to get the weapons of mass destruction. So for them to come out with that was like kind of cool. And that was, I was telling Chris, and I'm sure you know that was the album that was their like second big moment.
Yes.
Oh, I got the history. I know.
Oh, you got the, all right,
Okay.
lay it on me.
All right, cool. So, 2004, 10 years after 1994, which is when Dookie came out, which was, their first huge one.
Yeah.
And then right after Dookie, it was...
Nimrod.
No, Insomniac. And
Oh,
then it
then
was,
Nimrod.
then Nimrod, then Warning. Those are the 3 albums that happened in between. And people were like, oh, it was kind of a declining popularity from them. In 2000, or I think it was maybe 2002, they went on tour. It was 2000 or 2002. They went on tour with Blink-182 on the Pop Disaster tour. And at that point, Blink-182 was actually bigger than them. So Blink-182 was the one closing out the show, even though they were like
Yeah,
co-headliners.
Take Off Your Shirt and Jacket had come out. And stuff.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was that one.
Also,
And-
though, in between, and I had showed him, Green Day made an album called The Network. They played
Right,
a
they had
pseudonym,
their-
which was
their
a new
fake
wave
band,
It was a
yeah.
new wave album, but I was telling him they
they
wanted
did another one too.
Yeah, but they didn't want to like mix up because they're like, oh, it's not
Mm-hmm.
Green Day music. It's like whatever. And I was like, I told him, I feel like American Idiot. He was all like, oh, like Green Day sounds like whatever we want it to sound like.
There was the album. So prior to American Idiot coming out, they had recorded another album called, I think it was like Cigarettes and Valentine, something like that, and it was all recorded. And the lore is that those masters got stolen. They got stolen from the studio, and the band was like, "Fuck it, we didn't even really like that. Let's just make something completely new." But some people were like, "No, they actually that's the network. That was the network's.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
that
okay.
actually was." Which who knows? Who gives a fuck? American Idiot's better anyway. Yeah, but that was their second one. That was like their resurgence, and that came out when the guys, because they were all born in the same year. I think they were like 30 or 31, which I thought was really cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, because they were early 20s when Dookie came out.
I was really into
were
Brain
young.
Stew. That was a big song, like 98 or some 97.
That's Insomniac, so that's 95.
Okay, yeah, that was like one that I actually kind of like that song. I still like that song. Yeah, when that album came out, I was like, I didn't really know. I mean, I was fine with it. I definitely think later on down the road, I started to kind of just appreciate. I mean, when we saw them in Chicago, they played for well over an hour. I think it was an hour and a half, and I remember thinking like in that moment, I'm like, man, they got a lot of like hits.
Whole bunch.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the whole thing was like, I thought I wasn't gonna recognize like most of their music. No, I recognized every single fucking
No,
song.
everything for Dookie, Nimrod,
Yeah.
and
So
then the American
far,
Idiot.
so the album they did right after American Idiot, which was 21st Century Breakdown, I really like that album. I like it a lot. But apparently, the album that came out last year, another 2024, so another 10-year gap, Saviors. That one is apparently their third big album, and that's the one that a lot of the young students that I teach, that they know that one. That's their American Idiot, or like their Dookie. And I didn't listen to the whole thing. I think maybe once I listened to it, but apparently they did another good one, and that's kind of why they had like this big resurgence where they were headlining the festival this year. And there were a couple songs. Those were the only songs I didn't recognize from the set they were playing.
Yeah.
But they were the new songs. They had the one that we liked that it was like, "Can't wanna be your boyfriend?"
Oh,
And
yeah, that.
that's cool. I put on my like songs. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were definitely the biggest band out of like everyone at that festival.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of fucking bands. Which we also got to not to sidetrack, but I had never heard Idols before,
You
and
told me about it. I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
he just brought it up.
I was blown away by Idols,
good.
and I really wanted to see Jack White, who played the night before. Where I didn't
Weezer.
get to see him, but he came out. Jack White came out, and played a song with Idols.
the Idols, yeah. I
That-
told them to check out the OCs because
And
they're
then
cool too.
Blink-182 was that Friday. So like that
Yeah.
was a big pop punk headliner set
Yeah.
for that festival.
Yeah. Which song do you like the most from American Idiot?
That's hard.
Yeah. Well,
Because like no, it's just difficult because like Jesus Suburbia is 5 songs
How
in
to
9
fit-
minutes. You know,
Me and him were talking about because we were listening.
We were
to it
listening.
on
I'm
the way
like,
here.
this is a fucking long song. It's 9 minutes, and then I
Yes.
had to like look it up. I'm like,
Yes.
why is there a 9-minute Green Day song on this?
there's 2 9-minute songs on that album.
Which one was the other one?
Homecoming. It's at the I think it's like
the
number
11th.
12.
Yeah.
I would
11.
whatever it is.
Yeah, the Jesus of Suburbia. Mm-hmm. That one, it's this like I had to Google it because I'm like, wait, this is like a weird song. It's different, and apparently that there's like rumors or people felt that was going to be the title track, but nothing grabs the attention like American Idiot,
Yeah.
especially during like the Bush administration. Like it's like, okay, this is immediately going to get eyes on it. You know what I mean?
I was telling him it's because of the length. It's hard to make that like a single, even though they'll always be like, "Oh, we have a
But it
radio
is.
cut."
Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
was
like
gonna say,
the
they
radio
did turn
cut
it
is
to
never like as good. Like there's a
Yeah.
point where the song's that long.
Right.
You had like a vision. You got to hear all of it to like appreciate like the song.
Other bands have done that, like famous albums, like I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I can't think of another example right now at this very moment, but.
No, we're talking about like Metallica.
Metallica's-
Orion. They won't play the whole
Well, not,
song. on
not
the
just
radio.
that, but the album specifically, "And Justice for All."
Oh yeah, they can't play Battery. They can't play the whole thing.
That song, "And Justice for All," is 9 minutes long. They never play that song.
Let me
And-
go song through song. So American Idiot is great, just awesome power. Just great introduction to it. G of Suburbia is awesome. It's super long. There are a lot of lines in there that I love. Like it's particularly everyone's so full of shit. Born and raised by hypocrites. And I forget this anyway, but that I thought was great. As a teenager, I was like, yeah, you know. Now as an adult, I still kind of agree with it, but just in I was gonna say in a less cynical way, but I don't know if there's a way to agree
Just
with that.
a
in
more
less cynical way.
understanding.
But yeah, I guess there we go. In a more understanding way, like yeah, everyone is kind of full of shit. Like
Yeah.
because we kind of have to be for some things because like the world just puts you down. It's like it's just easier to be full of shit. And then born and raised by hypocrites, we're all just hypocritical sometimes because it's impossible to be perfect. So that's how I've gauged that. And then the next one is Holiday. Yeah, which is just another like fun one. The solo is easy and fun, like for beginners. So it's really fun getting into that one. Boulevard of Broken Dreams is great for if you're ever playing categories, and the category is street names and the letters B. I've used that several times. And then Are We the Way? Are We Are. That one's awesome live. That one's great. It brings you together. St. Jimmy is a lot of fun. I've seen the musical production of American Idiot twice.
Yeah.
And that's always a fun one when they bring that character out. It's just like really fast and just very chaotic because that's the heroin addict of the song. So it just really, well, I don't know, heroin kind of like slows you down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah,
Speed.
that's the amphetamine.
Right?
So I've been told.
Amphetamines put you up. Yeah, so I've
But
been told.
after that is Give Me Novocaine, which is actually, I guess, where the heroin
Yeah.
comes in. And that one's really pretty. That one's really beautiful. After that, She's the Rebel. She's a rebel. That's just fun. And then Extraordinary Girl, which is more getting into this because it's a concept album and it's supposed to be the story of this kid, this like punk kid in suburbia Jesus of Suburbia, our title character, who then goes into the city and meets this girl and gets on drugs and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
this
it's
is
him.
Yeah, and this is
I was telling him I
the
met his
girl.
wife. His wife was like this older college chick that was studying like
Oh,
human
Adrian.
sexuality.
Yeah.
She's mad cool. She's cool.
Yes. Ah, God, I love them. Anyway, so like I realized like I explored my sexuality when I went on the Wikipedia page for Green Day and like I went on Billy Joe's Wikipedia page and then on his personal life it said Billy Joe Armstrong identifies as bisexual and I was like, ooh, what's that? And I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, that's a choice? Like that's an option? I didn't know. I thought it was
Some
one
say
or
it's
the
not
other.
a choice, but yeah.
Right. But I didn't know that bisexuality existed until I
Yeah.
saw that. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then after that, number 10, I think is my favorite, which is Letter Bomb.
Yeah.
Letter Bomb, the intro to it is Kathleen Hanna from Bikini Kill. Nobody likes you, everyone left you. That's her. She's singing that. And I thought that was really cool. That's another way how I got into, the other band, how I got into Riot Girl was hearing her intro on that. But Letter Bomb's really fun. Billy Joe Armstrong has said that that's his favorite on the album. And then after that is Wake Me Up When September Ends. Mm-hmm. So sad. It's about his dad.
Yeah, we were
And-
talking about that one.
That
Yeah.
song is probably my favorite song on that album because
Cool.
it's really sad because it's like I don't want to exist for like about a month right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's like extremely. I know it's about his dad, but I think it's also open enough to like you can insert your own shit in there.
Because it was on an album about America, people were like, oh, is this a 9/11 track? And the music video did show the character going off to war. But that song is about his dad dying, and he references that 2 times. He says 7 years have passed, or 11, whatever, something like that. But the title is because he ran home from his father's funeral, and his father died on September 1st. And then his mom came home, and she knocked on the door, and he just said, "Wake me up when September ends." And so that's where the title comes from.
It feels like a very biopic moment in the movie. You know, it's like
Right.
It's like, hey, son,
It's
you
so
gotta
on the nose.
you gotta get out of your room, and he's just like, Bohemian Rhapsody, mom.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good name for a song.
Yeah.
Mom, I just want to experience a whole lot of love.
Exactly.
You know. Yeah.
And then after that is Homecoming, the second 9-minute track song, which is supposed to be, like the foil to G of Suburbia, where G's of Suburbia is him running away from home, and then Homecoming is obviously him coming home, realizing this is a lot of shit. And then What's Her Name is the closing track, and that's him reflecting on the girl that he met in the city, that he's like, he can't remember her name because they were on drugs. But yeah, he can't remember her name, so
Heroin
like, what's her
will do
name?
that to you, bro.
But that song is also a really beautiful closer. When I was like in high school, and every time I broke up with a girl, I'd always listen to that song. And
That was
think
your
about it.
breakup song?
For every one of them too. It wasn't like just for one girl. It was anytime a girl made me sad, I would think of that song. But I love that. I just love that whole album. I can't pick one song. I love the whole thing. That's why I picked the album for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so instrumental to me.
Instrumental.
Instrument.
Would you ever consider like
What's the
performing?
correct
I think
word?
you're thinking of.
Is it not an instrument?
Like, instrumental in your life, yeah, and then instrumental as in like no vocals. So yeah,
No, it's
I was saying,
important.
would you ever consider like playing that whole, like covering that whole album in the show?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I wanted to do a when I was because I was in theater in high school. I was really interested in doing a like gender swapped version of the show, where basically just so I could be Saint Jimmy. That was actually the whole point of it, so I could play that character. Because I don't know, have you guys ever seen it? Like another thing about this album, they made it into a Broadway musical. You know,
No,
like,
I've never
Yeah,
seen
it's
it.
pretty wild.
I've never seen it. It's kind of wild for
like
me.
Tommy by the Who.
Yeah,
It's,
right.
It's cool. I hate the attitude of like anything being popular or different is not punk anymore. Like, oh, they made it into a Broadway show. It's not punk anymore. Fuck you. All right. Like, what's punk? Just like being strung out. Sorry, I don't get me into it. I'm sorry they were successful. Like, and people heard their music. Oh my God, what a fucking crime.
All right. Well, we can ask the question. What's punk to Chris? What's punk to you?
What's punk to me?
What does punk mean to you?
How much denim do you have on your body? No, to me, like I would say, the reason I got into punk, I always thought it was just like, it's not just so much a type of like music. It's more just like kind of like an energy and a vibe.
Yeah.
Like the reason I liked going to like punk and hardcore shows is because a whole bunch of like dudes, just, and chicks, and like to me, like we didn't give a fuck. Like we didn't feel like we fit in with like everybody else because like everybody else wanted to like look like Britney Spears, some stupid shit, and we're like, you guys are like stupid, like and full of vanity, and we didn't like. And it was like we were like counterculture.
Right.
And, like, I get it now. What it was, Mar, is like, nah, we're, like, a community for each other. Like, oh, you guys were, like, an outcast in school, right? Because nobody likes you. But, like, at a hardcore and punk show, everybody's mad cool. Everybody's sharing beers. Just want to jam out. Even if you don't know this band, you're going to jam to them. So, yeah, to me, it was more just, like a cool community. Like, just feeling like part of something.
Yeah. What about you, Kelly? What's punk to you?
I think like being cool. That's not just cool. Like
Being
like,
cool.
No, like being cool. Like
Yeah, being a
like
chill person.
being chill. Like don't be a dick. I think is the biggest thing, which is hard because a lot of punks are dicks. Like there's a lot of elitism
Yeah.
in punk, and I think that's stupid. Having that like this ideology about what is and isn't punk feels very not punk.
That's not punk
like,
at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, just being cool and trying to get the idea, I think, is a big thing, and not trying to be such a jerk off. You know what I mean? And not trying to get so intellectual when you're not intellectual about like punk, for example. And I don't really lean into the like broad violence of punk. You know what I mean? Like
get what you mean.
like violence for the sake of violence, or being a dickhead for the sake of being a dickhead. I used to, like, in high school when I was a baby punk, being like, no, we're pissing people off. Like, that's the point. And so I was being a real asshole. I was really pissing people off. I was making fun of the Jesus kids for, like, it was so unreasonable. Like, I really didn't need to be that hard on them. Like, they just like these stories. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. They were raised that way. So I don't like that type of attitude. I think it's just be cool, think about things, you know what I mean? But don't fall into any type of like ideology without questioning any of it. You're supposed to be questioning things, but again, not just questioning for the sake of it. Like actual critical thinking, I think, is really important to it. So like just being cool, thinking for yourself for real, you know, not just saying you're thinking for yourself. I feel like it's just so easy because the aesthetic of it or the idea of being punk is cool.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're like punk,
Yeah.
you do whatever you want.
Right. It's not.
Like we don't do whatever we want. We just don't want to mess with other people. And
I
just do what we
mean,
want.
something like exactly. Like, is that making sense?
No, I get it. For me, I don't know. I've always felt punk to me is always counterculture. That's like the base of it. And now, as far as like being confrontational and rude and stuff like that on purpose, just for the sake of like the vulgarity of it, is something that when I was younger, I definitely enjoyed.
We all
Like the
indulged
anger
in it,
and
yeah.
I wanted to piss people off and like break things. Like I got that.
Because I was pissed off.
Yeah, because I was
someone else
pissed.
needed to feel my pain.
Yeah, slam bedroom door. But I also think I don't know, just counterculture, but also just being true to yourself and not necessarily allowing the kind of status quo and the social norms to kind of tell you how to be. Which is why when you go to a punk show and a metal show, metal has a lot of that same stuff.
Thing, yeah.
Where you go there and it's just a bunch of odd people. It's a bunch of weird people, and I love that. I actually
Trying to be
love
themselves. People just trying to be themselves.
Yeah, just people that are not like other people. Just people that are original. And for me, that's punk. So as far as like, I kind of don't like the question when they say, oh, is Green Day punk? Is this punk? Is that punk? It's more like, I don't think anyone's just one thing, not to have like a cop-out answer, but coming out with a song called American Idiot, where you use a slur and everything, you know what I mean, for like the reverse reasons. I think that's pretty punk to a certain degree. It got people fucking angry and it got people talking. So that's
I think they're punk because they're just trying to be themselves. That's punk.
yeah, definitely. I mean, when you ask me about punk, I definitely really enjoy the angry hardcore punk. I enjoy dangerous punk, but
It is fun.
but I just think it's I don't know. I think it's cool.
Before we transition to the movie, I really gotta pee. I have to
Okay,
pee so
go for
bad.
it.
So intro that.
This
I'll be
piss
back.
break is brought to you by Punk.
Punk always gets the bladder going.
Yeah. Well, she's got a tiny bladder, and we gave her a big beer.
That's a good point. But it's funny, like I remember me and you have had the conversation where like a lot of these like older punk and metal guys, they usually just get like super Buddhist.
Yeah.
Towards the end, like once they hit their 30s, 40s, you see these guys just like
Yeah.
super zen.
It's funny how like the hippie movement and stuff turned into a bunch of angry, very stiff people, very kind of greedy. Not all hippies, obviously. There's definitely a lot of outliers and people that like truly live that. But as
Ben
far
and
as
Jerry
like,
are a bunch of yuppies, all right?
yeah, as far as like a generation, and then you have like punk and metal, which like was underground, and people are like, oh, they're so angry, they're so pissed, they're so blah, blah. And it's just like as you get older and you meet like everyone that's seen, becomes more zen, more quiet. Like everyone's like, all right, we'll start going to therapy. You know what I mean? Like I've always kind of enjoyed that about it. One of the best punk shows I went to see. Well, I've seen What's Left of the Misfits a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Like,
It's always cool. It's cool.
I saw Glenn Danzig solo stuff once at Revolution. That was awesome. He stopped the show and told people to put their fucking camera phones away and shit. It's Glenn Danzig. We're not gonna have fun. I'm gonna do my songs. You're gonna like it, but we're not gonna have any fucking fun. And then I went to go see what was left. This is all the punk bands. What was left of
my God.
Black Flag, which was still Greg Ginn, and which I talked about that last time. But that was funny. I was actually like at a concert with a girl watching. I think it was Black Flag, and it was at Grand Central in downtown.
Man, I missed
that place so much.
It's a very good venue.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people there. There's some Bone Thugs there. A whole bunch of
Rick
people.
Ross, I think, was
Bro,
there too. Everybody's played there. Municipal Waste, a bunch of great fucking metal bands too. But I saw Black Flag, there, and I think I was there with this girl, and they started a pit, and I was just like, oh, I don't know if this like office girl is gonna be able to hang. Right, you know what I mean. I wasn't there. Like her and I were gonna we eventually like had something, but like in that moment, and I saw her just like fucking ferociously push people back into the pit, and I was just like, "This is why I love this shit."
I had a friend, Sophia, who I would pick her up, spin her around, she would just kick.
Damn, it's like
She was tiny, little tiny Mexican chick. Yeah, she
Yeah.
would just kick. She's like, "Give me space." I was like, "All right, take it easy."
That's fun. All right. So now that Kelly's back and we're ready to kind of get into the film choice, Kelly, you chose Yes Man, starring Jim Carrey, Zooey Deschanel,
And her forehead.
oh man,
Come on.
I won't let that
and
go.
a couple of other. She has bangs, and a couple of other people.
Dude, a lot better. Terrence Stamp,
Luis
Bryce
Guzman
Darby,
is in it.
Danny
There's a bunch.
Masterson,
Right,
Sasha
yeah.
Alexander, Bradley
Yeah.
Cooper's in it, Molly Sims.
So when you picked this movie, at first I was like, really? This one of all the Jim Carrey? That's fucking weird. And then we sat down, we watched, and the moment the movie ended, I'm like, oh, I get it. I understand why you picked this one and why this is something you can talk about. So tell me why Yes Man.
Okay, so my first thought to follow up American Idiot was gonna be the Vice movie, the Dick Cheney movie.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's
With
pretty.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
That'd
just
have been interesting.
it just would have been more like anger, and I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to get into that. Right? I was like, no, like let's have it be light, or not just light, but this movie was really important to me. I don't remember when it came into my life, but I remember growing up being really like, I don't know, I'm not sure grounded is the word, but very like realistic.
Yeah.
You know, like just no, there's smart things to do, not smart things to do, and this movie challenges that a lot. Because the premise of it is that the Jim Carrey character is this guy who says no to stuff in life a lot. I think there were different motivations to why he would do it and why I would do it growing up, but he gets challenged to say yes to things and just see how that goes. And I must have seen this movie before college because I remember implementing that when I was in college, and I was like, I just need to say yes to like any opportunity.
All right, in
Shut
college,
the
just
fuck up.
gotta take it easy.
No. I was in college, and I meant like career-wise.
Yeah, okay. No, I get it.
Career-wise.
All right, take it
So, because that's what I was like. That's what college is for, right? We gotta try new stuff. So I remember being, at a college Democrats meeting, and
easy. Look, you see, when you're young, you just get dragged into them.
Yeah,
dude.
you
You
get
don't know.
dragged into
You
it.
think you're like, oh, this is where I belong, right? Because I'm like poor or
It
whatever. You're like, all right.
sucked. It's
Nah,
well,
it's a-
not because the Democrats sucking is different. College Democrats sucked because, like, dude, come on, 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds think like it was just so.
We need universal health care,
Not
everybody.
that, that's
what
great.
Do you, like,
Yeah.
what do you know
Listen,
about
we're gonna talk about it. That's the ideals are great. But do you know people in party politics? Think of this fucking psychos who are like in their early 20s, late teens, who are like, I need to be a party man. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous. The worst people. Anyway, so I was there at that meeting, and this chick, Jessica, who I still know, she was working for one of the local campaigns, and she came in and was like, I'm looking for interns. And I was in that like, come on, just say yes to whatever. So I signed up to do it, and I did it. And then from there, the campaign manager for that campaign got me an internship with a guy at the Capitol who was a state rep for the Miami area, and I stayed working with him all throughout college. And then when I graduated college, he gave me a job, and then he won a seat down here, and then he said, come work for me down here, and that's how I got here. You know what I mean? Like, everything I'm doing now is because I said yes.
So it was
to
kismet.
that.
It was kismet for you. To
I don't know what that means. Kismet? Mhm.
like fate.
Fate? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Just like, I see how that worked out, how the saying yes to a small opportunity can really, change
Yeah,
your
because
life.
you would have said no. Maybe you would have never ended up in
Then I
Miami.
would, right.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't have done comedy at all. You know what I mean? For all of the mistakes that I had made in that career that I was in, still, like, I got here just by saying yes on that. So that's just, like, one example. But I think that, like, everyone's got to have some type of story like that. Or just you can create as many stories as you want doing that. Or you just figure something out about yourself. Like, you tried it didn't work, and now you at least have that knowledge, right? Now you know better for next time. Or you find something out that you really liked. But it just, I watched it a few times. Anytime I felt stuck in my life, I'd go watch it and remember, like, just try that. And also, it's funny. Like, it's cute. It's funny. Jim Carrey's being a weirdo. Like he always is. And he rides the scooter.
Yeah. Everyone remembers the scooter, the guitar, and the Red Bull.
Yeah.
I like that in that movie. Is it Michael McDowell, the guy from Clockwork Orange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrence Stamp.
Malcolm McDowell. Excuse me. It's Malcolm McDowell. Is it not?
I think it's Terrence Stamp. No?
No, I'm talking about Alex from Clockwork Orange. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this moving. I hope I didn't fuck his name up. I'm pretty sure it's Malcolm.
No, I got you.
He was, I believe, he was the president in like Fallout 3.
What was his role in the movie?
He was the cult leader.
Yeah,
No.
Malcolm McDowell. I don't
yeah.
think he's in it.
No, I think Terrence.
It's Terrence Stamp.
Oh, I am
Yeah.
getting confused with
Yeah.
Zod.
Exactly, Zod.
My dumb ass.
That's why I was like, Terrence Stamp. isn't
I
it?
thought that was Christopher Walken. It's fine.
No.
Wait, really? That's awesome.
I got him confused with General Zod. It's General
Yeah,
Zod.
Terrence Stamp. He's
Neil
the one.
before Zod. Yes, you're right. Who I think passed away recently. Yeah, he did.
He did not too long
He
ago.
he like starts this like cult, right, and he recruits Jim Carrey in like a very intimidating and scary way. But then you find out that he welcomes balance into his own world. And I do think that I think it's definitely like a funny movie. I definitely think of the fucking guitar playing scene where Luis Guzman is trying to jump off the building.
That's such a good scene, dude.
And he gets
him grabbing him is beautiful.
Yeah, yanks
And
him
then he
over.
does the Paul McCartney thing. I got blisters on my fingers.
Yeah. But I think it is kind of a cute movie. Yeah, there is a scooter. There's a cute thing. Zoe Deschanel. I wonder what the age gap is between Zoe Deschanel
Don't
and Jim.
think about it.
Okay. All right. Never mind. I won't
It's
ask.
2008.
20,
Yeah.
20
Yeah.
years.
It's
20 easy.
How old was she when Ace Ventura came out?
She wasn't born, probably.
But it is like a nice positive movie. And when we watched it, I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Like Kelly would pick this. Like it feels.
Why does that make sense? I thought that was interesting you said that.
Because
I
you're
don't-
like, because you're just like, no, yes, we just got to get
yeah.
it done. We're just gonna
But
do
like
it.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
in a positive way, though.
I know,
That's
I
what
know.
we were talking about. Because when he told me too, I was like, "Yes, man." I'm like, "Man, that's an interesting." I'm like, "This is the Jim Carrey like rom com." I'm like, "It's a cool movie."
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, "And we think," I was like, "No, it does make sense." I'm like, "You're very like headstrong in a good way, where you're like, oh, I want to try this." Like you're not like, oh, let me fucking tiptoe around this shit. You're like, no, let me fucking try it. Yeah, let's do this thing. And I'm all like, oh yeah, it does. And when he put it like that, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. The
Yeah,
choice.
we'll take a class, but let's do stand up.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing that I like to kind of laugh at the movie is that like Jim Carrey, you know, he's a normal guy, and we all know he's like real life. He's a lot deeper than just like, you know, fucking talking out of his ass jokes, right? But
He does that great though.
he does it great. But in that movie, he plays Guy. He just plays Guy. And he's-
Carl.
Carl.
Right.
Yeah, and he's got friends, and he works at like a bank, I think, with another British actor or other guy that looks just like Michael Caine in the
that's
Italian Job.
Reese Darby.
He just looks like fucking. I'm like, why is Michael Caine time traveling in this movie? But anyway, like he's average guy, and when he goes home and he has his friend like Bradley Cooper and stuff like that, who's getting married, I believe,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And it's just so funny to see Jim Carrey play like a regular dude. Like I don't believe it, and it's not that I think he's a bad actor. I think Jim Carrey can't help but emote a lot. You know what I mean? So him playing regular
Right.
guy, like I'm home now, I'm gonna watch TV. I'm like, ha, ha, look at him go. You know, like I don't know. To me, it feels weird.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. In the first half of the movie where he doesn't have a personality, where he's just like, like sad guy, it is different. And then finally, I feel like I'm seeing Jim Carrey when we get to the like Red Bull, when they're that
Yeah.
that part, and the goofy stuff, Nebraska. I like the little dumb things that they have them
Yeah.
go do in the movie.
It's very much. It reminds me of like Liar Liar, or
Sure.
you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, Bruce Almighty
Here,
kind of
Bruce
stuff.
Almighty. Here's a
Yeah.
guy. Now something has happened to him, and now this happens.
Well, that's a plot.
Yeah, it's one of the 7 stories.
And I was gonna say, in the early 2000s, it was like a big thing in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Like, this, and now guys, this. And
This
you're like,
was at the tail. This was one of his last, I think, comedies from what I can remember. Until I didn't see him around, and I'm sure he did shit. But as far as like public eye, I don't think he really did much until.
Penguin movie or something.
No, it was Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass 2 he was in, which famously.
Oh, that's right. I forget that he's in it.
Yeah, well, he refused to market for that movie because it was after, I think it was like, what's the elementary school that got shot up? Sorry to bring-
Sandy Hook?
Sandy
Oh,
Hook.
Sandy
I think it was a little after Sandy Hook. He had this whole like awareness or campaign awareness about anti-violence, and he just, I don't know if you've seen a Kick-Ass movie, but they're extremely violent, and he kind of regretted to be a part of that, and now he just fights Sonic the Hedgehog. So
So interesting. He,
Right. I remember him saying, he was like, yeah, I'm going to retire from acting unless it's a project that really grabs me. And then he did the Sonic franchise. And I love that, to be
Yeah.
honest. I really
no,
like that.
I haven't watched any of those Sonic movies.
Apparently they're good.
Yeah,
he's
I
a
guess.
good Robotnik. Everybody likes him.
Yeah, I'm sure he like hams it up and he plays a fun like super villain, video game villain. You know what I mean? But I haven't seen it at all.
What's interesting though, the year before, he did the number 23,
I remember that movie. I saw that movie.
and then the year after, he did I Love You, Philip Morris.
Oh.
Which I Love You, Philip Morris is
yeah,
an
that's
awesome
a good
movie.
one.
Yeah.
He did this was like a serious one, the Eternal Sunshine,
That's
the Spotless
Spotlight.
Mind.
Yeah.
That's 2004.
It's a very
Oh, yeah.
serious one.
Wow, same
That
year
came out the
American
year-
Idiot came out.
As American Idiot. American Spotlight, Sunshine of the Spotless Bohemian Rhapsody.
I can't believe you pulled that out. I'm more surprised he like completely finished it.
It's just
He
words.
got it.
Yeah, no, and Jim Carrey also. Have you seen his artwork?
No,
He does paintings.
just like George Bush.
Yeah, he's just like
Hey,
George
listen,
Bush.
George W.'s got some talent.
Look
all
up,
right?
look up,
Looks like a young Adolf. if
look
you're
up Jim
asking me.
Carrey's paintings. They're like,
Yeah,
so,
I was gonna
Really?
Google
You've seen
it
them?
now.
You've never seen them?
No.
They're
Yeah,
we-
yeah,
they're
he's-
really
he's
weird.
really got into, like,
It's
painting.
one of those like it's kind of bad, but it's good, but it's also kind of bad.
Sure. I wonder where the Scientology fits in there.
Oh yeah, he's one of
Look,
those.
one of the
He's
first that comes up is like a Jesus looking.
He does a lot of, like-
Where's the
Oh my God,
Scientology?
spaghetti Jesus.
Look at the Stephen Hawking one.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel offended kind of looking at that. And then he does like Trump. He does Steve Bannon.
All right.
And but he does them like really ugly and all fucked up and shit.
This makes him and George Bush seem too similar, to be
I-
honest. Something happens.
what?
Something in your brain happens. It's like, I got to
Yeah.
paint.
There
George-
shouldn't be that close of a degree
George
between
Bush.
them both.
George Bush called up Jim Carrey and it's like, I have an idea. Call up Kelly's dad. We're gonna fucking. We're gonna change the world on Tuesday.
I have a vision, a
My dad,
flaming plane.
he's like, do you still tell jokes about me? I'm like, oh yeah, I do. I can't wait to tell him
like,
about this. I can't wait to tell him. Oh no, he doesn't like it. I can't wait. To
Check out
He's
this
like,
on YouTube.
They all
Dad.
know about. They all know about your plane crash ideas, Dad.
Oh my god. We should get him like a hat with
I
like
gotta
flaming
stop.
plane on it.
Oh man.
It's gotta be so.
I'm sorry,
I'll custom
Carl.
make that patch. my bad. Sorry,
Wait,
Carl.
wait, your dad's
respect.
name is Carl?
With a K.
That's right. You told me. Wait,
Oh,
what was
with
Jim
a
Carrey's
K.
name in?
Yes, Carl. With a
It's the
C.
same. Illuminati confirmed,
Wow.
dude.
So Kelly, how does it feel to be part of the Illuminati? Does Jay-Z root or not?
I wish we had more money. I don't know. I feel
The
like
Illuminati short on money.
Yeah, I mean, my family is. I don't know. My dad hasn't crashed enough planes, I guess.
He should have got into the insurance companies that covers them. That would have been where the money was at.
That's what. That's.
Can you imagine? Her dad would have been like an insurance agent. Dude loves plane crash. She'd be like, all right, that's a little close to home.
Does,
bud."
does your dad have like an accent, like a Puerto Rican?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
hey, what happened? I got an idea with a plane.
I wish we had more time so I could call him.
Oh,
You
dude,
just
if
put
you-
him on. Hey, say
that'd be so
something real
funny.
quick.
Hold on. I think we.
No, were you? No,
It's his day off.
it's his day off.
His day off.
If you had to call your dad or Bad Bunny right now, who would you call?
Oh my god, I'm not sure if I could carry a conversation with Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? Just like I would be
Yeah.
trying to speak Spanish, she'd be like, I don't understand what you're saying. He'd be trying English. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, man.
I'm really happy for. I'm really happy for Bad Bunny and all of his success. But I feel like if I talk to him, it feels like you're talking to someone who's just been doing coke for 6 hours straight, and you're like, he's a little horny, and a
I
little
feel
weird.
like no, Molly. He's so happy,
Molly,
like you know,
yeah.
what, or not just happy. He's so in his feelings, like all the time. He in like an article I read, he was like, yeah, I came up with the song. I was just driving down the street crying, and I was like, oh my god, like
What the fuck? I didn't know that. All right.
No, yeah, Bad Bunny's really in touch with his feelings. Like Bad Bunny has helped me understand healthy masculinity. To be honest, like, yeah,
I think it's funny that you can relate to Bad Bunny.
so much.
Apparently,
I
a
know.
lot of people can.
He is the #1 artist in the world.
Yeah.
Was it Benito?
Yeah,
Benito.
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 Yeah, and they're like, we're gonna put you in a movie, and you're gonna play.
He
for-
The
loves
motherfucker
it.
was like a
He
Knives
loves
Out
it.
shit,
He
dude.
fucking he does the wrestling too. He's
He
into
was
wrestling. He loves it.
when it came to wrestling. I didn't watch during that time, but I since went back and I watched because they talk about how good of his match was,
Silly guy.
and it was really good. Like as a celebrity, like cameo.
'Cause he
or-
likes
or-
wrestling. Like he genuinely loved wrestling.
He was great. They put him through a table, I think, and everything. I think he like that's what I would do.
He
too.
says that's what he's most proud of, by the way.
Going
His-
through the
his,
table?
His wrestling career. He says of everything like that his fame has allotted him. He's most proud that he's
Yeah.
gotten to do some wrestling.
I think he did.
Respect.
He did a tag team, and the guy on his side was, I believe, Damian Priest, who's also a giant Puerto Rican,
Fantastic.
like
Oh, my brother made me
Let's
watch
go.
that.
a
on
little
YouTube.
dose of a feminine man in him too. Like
My
it's-
brother also is half Argentina, half Puerto Rican.
I'm so happy that the #1 artist in the world is Puerto Rican, and I want AOC to become president just so we can have that too. I just want
Is
us
that
to
the
have
triple
the
crown? She's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, she's New Rican. Yeah.
Okay,
so-
that's the triple crown for Puerto Rico.
What's our third one?
I don't know.
Oh.
You in comedy, Kelly. Boy.
Yeah.
Carlos
true.
Arroyo playing for the Miami Heat.
Hey, yes.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Carlos Arroyo. He played in the Orlando Magic when I was like a kid watching the Orlando Magic, and the mansion he lived in, I shit you not, was like a 2-minute drive from my house.
Really?
Yeah, my dad, like during the pandemic, he's a home inspector, so kind of an insurance. And
Damn, no wonder you
Right.
last night that you were like, that's why he likes this.
he inspected the mansion and everything, so I got to see photos of the inside of it, and
And then you broke in at night.
yeah, this is just random Kissimmee Puerto Rican bullshit.
That's dope. I've heard he's pretty cool. He's a nice guy.
Carlos Arroyo?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard he's mad chill. and
He
like,
went
nice
to
guy.
they just had the Miami Heat opened in San Juan for like this season. They're open
Oh,
in
yeah,
San Juan
yeah, they went and played
versus
over
the
there.
Magic and Carlos Arroyo was there. Yeah.
Dope.
I remember my claim to fame when I was doing the appraisal things. I remember I told him I had set up an appraisal for Jack Osborne.
Appraisal.
I looked
Oh,
up I looked up
cool.
a house. I was like, dude, there was like some almost $5 million house being sold in LA, and I was like, and the person buying it was Jack Osborne, and I was all like. I remember I'm pretty sure I'm dealing with Ozzy Osbourne's like purchase. He was like, "That's so awesome."
That's really cool.
That's cool. R.I.P. Ozzy.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Osby.
Kelly, all right. I think we're
good.
so that we're bringing this to a close. But like, where can we find you, Kelly? What's your handle, your Instagram?
Right. So
What
on
are you doing?
Instagram, it's Kelly's Killing It. So Kelly KELYS Killin, Killin, it. That's it on Instagram. I don't know. Follow me around Miami, I guess. That's what you can do.
Just follow you around.
Just follow me around Miami. Bring some fries with you. It's all cool. Yeah, I do shows at the Villain a lot. And just anywhere pretty much in Miami-Dade right now. I'm going to go to London after the new year. I'm trying to get a show over there.
Hell yeah, what?
If anyone's listening in the UK, come.
Somebody get her across the pond, please.
Yeah, and then bring me with you.
And bring back some
Honestly,
French fries.
let's go. Let's
Let's
some
do it.
chips.
Bring back
Yeah.
some chips.
Fish and
Excuse me.
chips.
Let's get
and
out
beans
there.
and all that stuff.
We gotta get.
I'm
out
down. I'm not going to talk shit about their food. I want to eat that.
here. They have a bunch of other food,
Yeah.
just not the British food.
And curry.
So.
No, just
All right, so that
Curry.
brings our show to an end. Thank you so much, Kelly, for coming. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
guys.
Chris.
Thank you, Kelly.
This
Thank
has
you,
been.
Jolt.
Thank you, Jolt.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jolt.
Nick, right here, helping us out.
With the sexy drip on.
That,
They
yeah,
can't
he's
see.
got matching shoes and shirt. I like it. It's really cool. Okay, well, that has been Fade In. Please follow me on Instagram at FadeInMC, or just follow me on Instagram, Michael Keneal. And thank you guys for listening. We'll be back, I believe, December 5th or December 6th. I'll post something. So thank you so much. Good night.
Have a good one.